Hey, what's up everyone? This is Snackbox. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Guys, there's so much going on in Raid right now. We got so many events and tournaments coming from left and right. And yeah, I just want to talk about the ones that are linked to the Yuletide event and give you some tips on how to maneuver around them. So let's get right into it. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is the Yuletide event itself. And you can open it up in the news tab here and see the total amount of available points for this Yuletide event, where you can get Sir Nicholas at the end. Sits at 2,500 snow points. You need 2,000 points in total. You get 500 for free. We need to collect 1,500. That's the bottom line, right? Okay. So the first events from the Yuletide event that would give you snow points were linked to the fusion, which is, by the way, coming to an end now. So if you did the fusion, you should have all the fragments because the tournaments and events are over now. And the first events that were linked to the Yuletide event that would give you snow points were also part of the stock fusion. So I hope you already collected some of them because you are not able to skip a lot of these events, especially not the summoning ones. The summoning events for the snow points will give you so many points that you should not skip more than one. On the weekend, we had a summon rush for the stock fusion, where you were able to collect 300 points in total, and then we had a couple points from arena and so on. Currently, I'm sitting at 500 snow points. I haven't skipped any of them yet. At the moment, I'm also not planning on doing so. But if we take a look at the Path of Power, right? This is the second summoning event, kind of, for the Yuletide event, which is also linked to the He-Man event that is going on. It's called the Path of Power. Now you are able to get a He-Man soul in here, but if you didn't buy the pass for He-Man, there's no reason for you to go for him. Now, another thing is he's also in the summoning pool right now for the prism shards. As you can see, we have pretty decent champions in here. Trunda is very, very important these days for Hydra. Harima is a very good arena champion. Same as Michinaki, also Othorion. All of these champions have their use. All of these are pretty solid. The headline champion is, of course, He-Man. Now, the chance to pull him is, a 6% chance to get a legendary and then a 2% chance to get the headline champion. So it's really, really low. Some people will get him, but most players won't unless they bought the pass. And honestly, if you're just going for He-Man, it's probably cheaper to buy the champion pass than to buy prism shards. But that's another story. So you can get 2 prism summons for free, kind of, by just completing the Sand Devil turn attack, which will start tomorrow. But also you can get 1 summon from the Soul Chase tournament. Now the Soul Chase tournament will give you points based on the soul rank that you pull. So Eternal Souls might be better here, but most people don't have Eternal Souls unless they spend. So most likely people have to open Mortal Soul Stones, and to get 1,000 points is not that difficult, to be honest. If you get lucky, you can definitely do it in couple pulls, but yeah, you definitely should have saved up some soul stones if you want to get to those 40 prism fragments. But that's one way to get one of these prism summons. Now, I would advise you uh, to save those up because you're gonna be able to summon these during the Champ Chase tournament that's gonna come next weekend. Definitely keep that in mind before you open up your prism summons if you're going for them. Now, back to the Path of Power. The Path of Power, how do you get points here? So as you can see, by getting artifacts and accessories and summon champions. So technically it's a Dungeon Divers plus a Summon Rush. You get 4,500 points for Sacred Shards, 1,800 for Primals, 750 for Voids, 300 for Ancients, and 3 for Mystery Shards. So the best way to do this is definitely to open Sacred Shards, but we also have couple turn attack tournaments going on during this Heroes Path. Let's take a look at the calendar. So this is the Path of Power event here. Today's Monday, the 9th. We got the Fire Knight turn attack tournament going on since yesterday. So you can complete this one, get points for the Path of Power event. You can do the Spider tournament, which will also count towards the Path of Power event, and you can do the Ice Golem event. Each of those will give you 30 points, I guess. Let me see. I completed the Fire Knight Turn Attack tournament in like 800 energy. I averaged like a turn count of 35 on stage 10 hard mode, and I got 2,800 points. So that's a little bit more than what you needed, but you will get 30 points for each of those turn attack tournaments, and it's probably going to sit at the same, point milestone you need. So that's 90 snow points, which you shouldn't skip. Those are definitely the easier ones to get. And the Spider tournament is going to start tomorrow, as you can see. Yeah, so you have those 3 turn attack tournaments, which will count towards the Path of Power event. Now those, this one event got me 1,400 points. So you will probably get something around this, maybe 1,300 to 1,500, depending on how your luck on your drop rate is. If you get better artifacts, with higher rank and higher rarity, you will get more points. So it definitely depends on your drop luck, but this is something around this is what you will get per, for completing one of these turn attack tournaments. And because, the turn count varies from dungeon to dungeon, this is only like an estimated point value that you get from those tournaments. You might be even getting less if you're able, for Spider, for example, because Spider is a really fast dungeon. So you will complete the turn attack tournament faster than Fire Knight, for example, and then do less runs and get less artifacts, so you will get less points. But I'm estimating around 3,000 points ish from each turn attack tournament, and that will take us right to this spot here where it gets interesting. So as you can see, we have 2 different paths here. The right one is only interesting for you if you have He-Man. So if you don't have He-Man and you're not planning on getting him, you should definitely skip this whole soul section. If you have He-Man, this might be interesting for you, but I would recommend you to go at least to the 4-star soul, because that's where you get a decent crit damage increase for him through the soul. So that's probably the best value out of these souls. Now, if you're trying to max it out, definitely go for the 5-star soul, but a 4-star soul is perfectly fine. He doesn't get much value out of a 5-star. So, how many points do we have in this hero's path? So, as you can see, all the points are in here in this area. We got 30 here, 60, 110, 210 points. Now, if you want to get all of these, this will cost you 25,900 points if you want to get all of these. So that means you go down here, then take whatever you want out of these, and then you buy these 30, this one, you go down here, buy these 50, same thing on the other side, and then down the middle to get the 50 here. So if you want all of these snow points, roughly 26,000 points. 26,000 points means like 6 sacreds. So six sacred shards, and you can get all of these snow points, which will definitely give you, more room to skip other events. But now, if you want to go for the 4-star He-Man Soul, it will cost you 39,100 points, because you have to go down here in the middle to get this key. Then you go to the right side, you collect 100 snow points, open this up, get this frame, and then go down to the 4-star Soul, and this will cost you 39,000. Now, if you want the 5-star Soul, it would cost you more than everything before that together to get this 5-star Soul. So in my opinion, the 5-star Soul is way too expensive, but again, a 5-star Soul is also hard to get. So I understand that it's more expensive. But instead of the 5-star Soul, I would go to the left side and collect the other, snow points here, maybe this frame too, and some of these soul stones. That's just how I would do it. But the thing is, you can't even spend these 35,000 on the other side, because you have to go all the way down to get this key to be able to unlock the other side. So in order to go on both sides, you have to go all the way down, and that's gonna cost you like 75,000 points, to get this key, and then you have to go, and then you can unlock the other side. So you definitely have to decide on which side you want to go. Do you want to go for the soul? If you have He-Man, I would definitely recommend you to, or you just want to go for the snow points. Now, if you're going for the 4-star soul, it's going to cost you like 9 sacred shards, but then you also get 100 snow points. So in my opinion, this is pretty decent if you were able to save up enough sacred shards. This might be the time to pull your extra ones if you want to get this extra soul. If not, if you don't care about the soul, just go for the snow points. I would definitely recommend you to do so, because you can't skip a lot of these summon events. The points are pretty important here from this event. So if you want to go like low investment, you can definitely do that. Get to this point here, that will cost you, what is it, 1,500, 2,500, and then buy these 30 points here. So that would be 4,800, and then 7,100, which is like 2 sacreds, right? And then you have some extra points as well. Maybe you can get these 52. So that would be 110 points, and it would just skip 100 from here, which would be perfectly fine. You wouldn't waste too many snow points from this event. So I would definitely consider that if you're low on shards, because as I said, we are going to have a champion chase next weekend, and this champion chase is most likely going to be a 2x sacred. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not sure what type of event we're going to have. But all I know is the last 2x we had was a 2x for every type of shard, except primals, of course. And the 2x before that one was actually a 2x void event. So, and as I remember, the one before that was a 2x ancient shard. So I don't think we had a 2x sacred shard event for a very long time. And I think it would make sense out of Plarium logic to bring a 2x sacred event on the next weekend, because this is a Summon Rush Heroes path, and you get the most points out of sacred shards in here, right? So it would definitely make sense, but I'm not sure. We don't know yet. So as I said, if you go low investment, it's like one or two sacreds or one sacred and the turn attack tournaments, and you can get these 110 points. Or if you want to go for this 4-star soul, it's going to cost you like 8 or 9 sacreds, depending on how many points you get from the turn attack tournaments. Now, if you want to complete all of these milestones here, if you want to get all of these rewards, it would cost you a total amount of 31.6 sacred shards. So I don't know if anybody is willing to do so, but at the same time, we got crazy progressive chance events going on at the moment. Today is Volcanos, Artek, Michinaki, and Sitsia Flametongue from Ancients, Primals, and Sacreds. And then we have Sulfurion and Venus from Void Shards. Pretty awesome champions, honestly. And then if we take a look at the upcoming progressive chance events, there you go. So as you can see, we already talked about today Volcanos, Artek, Michinaki, Sitsia Flametongue, Sulfurion, and Venus. And then from Tuesday, we're gonna have Aislinn, another Unity champion, Armance, Stultus, Samson, Odin, and Arnorn. Pretty solid choices here. Arnorn, very, very good for Arena. A new Void legendary, and he's pretty strong, a good nuker. You should go and check out some of the videos that are out there. And then we have Odin as well, which is pretty good for Live Arena and Arena overall, with his massive speed aura for Void champions, and just overall a pretty decent champion. Armance, of course, doesn't need explanation. And then on Wednesday, we have another Unity champion, which is Teox. And then we have Harima, Kendrathorn, and Hansel Witch Hunter from Ancients, Primals, and Sacreds, and White King Narcissus and Leorius from Void Shards. Narcissus, still really good in Arena, paired with Ancora, amazing team. And then Teox also, and Harima, pretty solid champions. So a lot of good options. So if you're planning to pull shards for the heroes path, you should definitely choose wisely which champion or which type of shard you're gonna pull and which champion you want to go for, and that will decide on which day you are going to pull. So a lot of good options here, and of course, the Unity champions are very limited to summoning events. So if you're trying to get one of these, this is definitely one of the better chances to do so. So another thing I want to talk about is like the Yuletide events in general. So the ones we know that are upcoming for now, you can see them here in the event calendar. So we talked about the turn attack tournaments. There's gonna be a Dragon turn attack tournament outside of the Heroes Path event, which is kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. It's gonna start on Saturday after the Ice Golem turn attack tournament. Then on Friday we're gonna have the Champion Chase, which is most likely gonna be a 2x Sacred. We don't know yet for sure, but that's what I'm estimating. And yeah, we will see. You will probably also be able to get around 200 to 300 points from this champion chase. So try to get your hand on some of those snow points. Then we have a champion training starting on Wednesday. We don't know how many points you're able to get here and what the milestones, where the milestones sit at. So that's gonna, be interesting. Then a classic arena takedown tournament, probably the easiest tournament or event out of all of these. Everybody should be able to do that. And this is going to start on Friday as well. And we're going to have an artifact enhancement on Wednesday as well. As well as a warm-up event on Friday. So this one is probably, a typical Fusion warm-up event. And then most likely the fusion's gonna next fusion for Lady Noelle is gonna start next week, and yeah, we're probably gonna get snow points from that fusion as well. At least I hope so. That's what I'm guessing, and yeah, I'm really curious if Sir Nicholas is gonna benefit from having Lady Noelle on the same team, and I honestly really think so. Most likely they're gonna pair well together, and you should definitely get your hands on Sir Nicholas. I don't think this Yuletide Titan event is that hard to do. Um, if you're at the clan boss ultra nightmare level, you should definitely be able to do that. And actually, a fun fact: Sir Nicholas was the first ever fusion in Raid Shadow Legends. Now we actually have the chance to get him technically for free, not really for free, but like for a low investment. Um, it's very hard to get, void legendaries. Now, is he gonna be game changing for you? Um, for most players, probably not. He's really good, and when you're like early mid game trying to progress, he can definitely help you. Um, he's HP based, he has an unkillable buff, so you can build unkillable teams with him. But like end game players, late mid game, end game players, they're not gonna benefit much from him. For me personally, it's just a collector's thing. I don't have him, and I just want to collect. I just want to catch them all. You know what I mean? But besides that you get Sir Nicholas at the end, all these rewards are actually pretty decent, just for basically playing the game and opening some shards, which you should do anyway at some point. So, you get a little bit of return here and there, a primal shard and a sacred shard here, so it's not actually that bad. You get a mythical skill tome at the end. So, um, I think the investment is worth it. You get a void legendary, which is very hard to get. You don't get a lot of void shards. So yeah, you should definitely try to get him if you don't have him. If you have him already, I don't know if you should actually go for it. I don't think so. But you could also fill up your faction guardians. If you have him already, that might help as well. Is the investment worth it just to fill up your faction guardian? I don't know. You have to decide for yourself. But overall, I think this is actually a pretty decent event. So yeah, guys, I think I pretty much covered everything that we know so far about this Yuletide event, the summoning events, and how you should approach this, or what can you skip, what should you skip, and so on. So if you skip the last summon rush on the weekend where you were able to get 300 points, you shouldn't skip these points at all, just to make sure you get enough points for this for Sir Nicholas. If you did the summon rush event last weekend, you can definitely skip this path of power. So make your choice, make a decision, and go from there. But 500 points is the maximum we can skip. Always keep that in mind if you try to go for Sir Nicholas. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope this helped you a little bit to maneuver through these events, to make good decisions. If you're deciding to pull shards, the best of luck for you. I hope you get decent champions. And also, if you're trying to get some nice souls, also good luck on that. And I will definitely open some shards and some soul stones, so keep an eye out for that video. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next one.